Hello and welcome to my desk. Well, this is like a tester stream. Thank you very much for the viewer who made me aware that my audio was crackling last time I was live. So right now I'm actually testing a microphone. I'm going live on Friday, 2 days, with a new microphone setup. So I'm just gonna record this to play with that setting. And I think I could show you how far I've come in my fan art journal, where I am totally drawing drawings about Rings of Power at the moment. This is the infamous journal, right? Love this color, this brownish, it just sets the tone right, perfect, and I totally am in love with the embossed symbol. I see this sunshade symbol several places in Numenor, so I think it's just kind of fun that it ended up like that. And I also noticed that the Tree of Life is here, so isn't that just perfect? Yeah, okay, but this is the first page. And here I thought that I'm gonna use this journal for journaling private stuff, so I actually wrote in Danish that me and hubby started to watch Rings of Power. And I was very mesmerized with the new characters, the Harfoots, the way they are embellishing their hair. So I drew Nori, and then it actually just happened that I wanted to draw the whole Brandyfoot family. And I didn't really, thought that it should be nice. Look at how Nori's face looks here. So I just kind of, played around. At that point, I had no idea that this journal was going to be so much about fan art. So I think after doing this spread here with Galadriel standing in Numenor, that I realized that, oh, this is kind of fun, right? And then I found in Numenor, when they have excelled at one skill, they earned a guild token that's circular. So I started to put in circular embossed ephemera whenever we are talking about Numenor. And this is my Middle Earth map. It's not correct, right? So if you are a hardcore Lord of the Ring fans, you will see that I have a lot of errors on this. But I recently found out that the symbol that they're looking for is a map over Mordor. So I drew that in recently. And my Mount Doom is up here, right? Not here. So I'm just correcting it in so it kind of fit. And then I photographed the Tree of Life symbol from my bookmark over here. I think it's funny that, the symbols from my journal is symbols that Tolkien also have enjoyed using. I think I ended my live stream working on this page spread. It is Amenelas. It's like a port city of Numenor, and Numenor supposedly is under construction at this first age of time. So I only drew in sparingly the giant statues, and then started out something that looks a little bit like Elverish architecture and stuff. Really likable. Oh yeah, and then I used embossing powder on these borders, and they turned out okay and then not okay. I like the grungy texture of it, but I think they look a little bit messy. I'm not sure that I'm gonna do it again, compared to the fuss of making them to what they actually give. King Gilded is also a character that I need to work more with, so I tried to work on this page where I kind of messed up making his rings. I want them to be like gold clumps. So I need to come on top of this, but I'm not really sure what I can put on top of this. I use these Gilded Flakes, and they come out with a very soft surface that will not accept pen work from acrylic pen. You can wipe off acrylic forget watercolor. So I'm not really sure how I'm able to work on top of these. So it's not finished yet. And then once more I was playing with a background texture of the circular guild tokens. Yeah, we all know that Gallard is the one who is forging the rings, right? So I thought it was okay to put in ring shapes on this spread, and it's all totally gilded. Yeah, like it a lot. Then I moved on and tried to do my depiction of Durin the Fourth. He's the dwarf king's son, and they live in Khazad-dûm. And I found it very difficult to draw him. So what I did after drawing him, I totally went on and used tracing paper from that minute off, because I don't get similarity, if you know what I mean. So I was thinking, okay, if this is going to be like a fan art journal, which I kind of set the tone for that, I should really be more precocious about how I'm depicting the faces, because personally I'm not satisfied with the way that I depicted Durin the Fourth. So on this page I tried to use the Saral tracing paper, and I think I get a lot more likeness between what I'm looking at and what I'm painting. So yeah, I like this one a lot. Valinor is a page spread that I wanted to put in, and also in the start of my journal, because everything comes from Valinor. Without Valinor, there is no reason to travel to Middle Earth and trace down an enemy, right? So I put in the tree, the golden tree and the silver tree, and then tried to make a hint of a shadow of Melkor, also called Morgoth, his shadow in the back here. And the trees were at Tirion. It's the city of Noldor in Aman. So time-wise, it fit by putting Galadriel and her brother Finrod here. Yeah, so I really love this page, but it came out just perfect with the colors, and I like the way that it looks like it's the trees that are giving the light and not a sun, because the only light givers were these two trees, right? So I like it a lot. And I also love that I kind of managed to get away with sketching up the very intricate and detailed, beautiful architecture of Valinor. Okay, and then time for, you know, those portraits, right? It kind of intimidates me a lot. But if I'm gonna do this journal, I also need to get around this all the characters, and I really, oh my god, I know the first 3 or 4 episodes you use them to introduce the characters, so you're gonna meet a lot of people, right? And I'm just mesmerized about how many people that I could do a portrait of that would be relevant for this journal. So I think after doing these 2 portraits I felt kind of overwhelmed because the list was so long, you know. But I'm just gonna do it one at a time because now I started it. So yeah, this is Galadriel and this is Elrond, and I love the elvish borders, like very light and beautiful with the gilded gold frames. Here I want to draw you know, we saw that the sea worm, the sea monster. Yeah, love it a lot. And we also need to introduce Hilbrand to my journal. So I'm thinking on Friday that I will draw these 2 pages featuring the sea monster and Hilbrand's royal logo. Yeah, so this is reserved for that. And this is the fate of Numenor. I really love that scene where Galadriel is standing across Queen Tar Mirian, and she's putting her hand on the Palantir, and it shows her the fate of Numenor. And I wanted on my page spread to write out what actually, if you're looking at Tolkien's lore, what really happened to Numenor because it reveals some spoilers about some of the characters that we have been introduced for. So I'm not gonna read it up because in case you don't want those spoilers, I'm just gonna sit on them for myself. But I thought it was a nice page spread with both of them and the Palantir. So yeah, love it a lot. This is Isildur, and like I said, I was using tracing paper, so I think the similarity comes out better than if I just freehand sketch it myself. I still find it very difficult to put in skin tones and stuff, so it's not like I'm using the tracing papers to make it easier on myself. I still think it's difficult, you know. But I'm pleased with the outcome, so yeah. And because Isildur also got this kind of dark thing about him, I thought it would be perfect to start a section introducing some of the orcs. And here I experimented with a glaze because I wanted to give the orc this very unattractive, leathery skin. And I think where I used the blue toned glaze, it worked perfect because it was so transparent that it went through to the underpainting that I did. But when I used this kind of yellow ochre glaze, it killed all the undertones that I actually had painted underneath it. So I'm glad that I did this experience just for fun. But look, I really love this texture it got down here on the borders with this. That was actually what I'm aiming for with the skin of these orcs, because I want to make them look as hideous and gross as possible. And of course we need a page spread with Adar. I didn't find any suitable borders, so I just created my own borders and trying to put in some images that are distorted but still show, you know, some things. So yeah. And here I'm going to have portrait of Arondir, he's called, yeah. And this is Bronwyn, and I want them of course on the same page spread because it's like they are starting up a romance, I don't know what. So I also chose a very light border for those two, and I'm not finished with Bronwyn yet. I just put in some skin tone, and you can still see my sketch lines. Here I'm gonna have Starman. I don't think it is Gandalf because time-wise he's not supposed to appear now. So and I've been waiting a little bit with his page spread because, as you know, I like to put in the name. So on Friday when we see the next episode, I kind of hope that maybe we'll get closer to who he is, so I can on his portrait write his name. Because right now I would call him the Starman, or I don't know. Yeah. This is reserved for, I want Theo to be on one of these pages. And then on the opposite, I was thinking about that, was he a bartender or a bar owner? A very creepy guy, but a guy that also has touched the blade of Sauron. So those two share something together, right? So Theo, and I don't know what his name is, should be on this one. And here is Pharazôn here, and here is Gil-galad. I really took my time with this page spread right here. It's the most beautiful page spread in my whole journal. And I think I am getting better and better at making these, could you call it portrait faces? It's not my style, you know, I'm not good at it. So, hey, look at the first I did. I mean, look at that. Oh my god. And this is also just free-handed, but still too wonky, you know. So this is just, when I finished this page spread right here that's filled with a lot of gilded paint and whatnot, I was just thinking, oh my god, I really need to include a lot more characters now, because now it seems like I have dedicated this journal to be like a page spread of each figure. So that kind of stressed me out thinking about, I also need to do Queen Miriel, I need to do Hellbrand, I need some more orcs, and you know, but I also think that, okay, we're halfway through the season, maybe they will not introduce that many characters from now on, because in the beginning of a new series, you spend a lot of time introducing people, right? So I shouldn't be stressed about the same volume of new character, new faces is going to be introduced the next 4 episodes. So yeah, but I just wanted to test out my microphone. Thank you so much for the viewer who made me notice that my sound was crackling. I didn't know it myself. You see, I don't go back and look at my own recorded streams, so if there is something off, I only discover it if somebody is so nice to take the time and write me a comment about it. So thank you very much. I'll see if I can get it fixed till Friday. But thank you for watching this short upload of mine. See you on Friday. Bye bye.